welcome back to Space Engineers. So, got something I want to show you all. If we make our way out to the back patio, look up. There's now a ship up there with welded things. It looks pretty flyable. I'm flyable. I say that, let me make sure I have fuel. Yeah. So, we'll get a good, turn that off, get a good view in the morning sun. So, this is our ship. I went ahead and finished welding everything. I probably put some of that footage and whatnot in a little intro video, which you probably just saw, so that's a moot point. But all of the interior components are welded. All the exterior is welded. I've done a little bit of armor shaping and whatnot, kind of around the back and up here. So I guess let's touch down and I'll take you for a tour. We can leave the HUD off. So, for starters, we have this upper deck. Nice and wide and open. Down there, you can see our two lifting thrusters under this nice protective grating. So we can walk up here, we could land a fighter up here if we need to. Without worrying about fan blades. So, as we go in our sort of conning tower, enter the door. We can go down our steps, down our other steps, into the incredibly dark interior. But that's sort of by design. It's a military ship, and a military ship that, in theory, I guess could be stealthy. Maybe stealthy, except for the fact that it's a giant black dot flying through the sky. But, you know. So, we've got a little screen that we can see from our cockpit. So if I sit in here, we can get our altitude and sort of orientation, though it'll be kind of tricky to fly the thing from in here, so we probably won't do that often. But we have that just in case, and it kind of gives something for the cockpit to look at to make it make sense to be glassed and enclosed like it is. So we've obviously got our walkways I sort of walked down earlier. Can access both the lifting thrusters and the main cargo area. There is some room up front there. There's actually a good bit of what is essentially dead space up there that I could stuff with other things if we need them. But for now, I think we are good. Similar story on this other side, just a walkway down. Then if we come around to the back, we have our sideways thrust accessible here, batteries, hydrogen engine, got gyroscope. It's kind of all the stuff I laid out before is there, just welded up. So yeah, we've got our survival kit, which, well, it will heal me health and energy, but there's nothing is piped yet, so there's no oxygen or hydrogen in the system. But it should be piped in, so once I have those things, I can fill up everything from there. Yeah, that's pretty much it. It's a very small, simple ship with a very express and deadly purpose. There's the door. So, I guess let's get on to our plans for today. You may have noticed the ship looks lovely. It is lacking in any sort of firepower. It has all the little hard points, but nothing is attached. So I've done that semi-intentionally. I've waited on that because I had an idea. So I was playing around in creative mode with a script, which I'll show eventually when I set it up. But I'll just put it on the screen, the name of it. It's something script. It allows you to control turrets or control homemade rotor-made turrets from an existing turret. So, I think the turret AI slaving script or something along those lines. Future me will deal with it. So, my thought is, I already wanted to have the so the conning tower turret up here so that I can fly the ship from the turret, control it, and see everything from there. Why not have that slave to, or I guess have another turret with a bunch of firepower slave to that turret so that I don't necessarily have to rely on getting my turrets into a good position or trying to evade enemy fire while firing. I can get in, lay down an absurd amount of bullets at whatever I want to get rid of, hopefully get rid of the block instantly, and not have to worry about it. So, that is my plan. I think to do that, we'll start off by removing this. So, and actually, make it easier to deal with. So, I've not actually tested the ship yet. It has all been built on its little stick. I don't 100% know if it can fly. So, maybe that is our first step, is to test and see if it is actually capable of flight. There's the button. So, hop in our seat here. Need to set up my hotbar. Oh, and this is gonna be a pain, because everything else is here. Okay, well, let's just find the things I need. So, I've started calling it the cigar. That may or may not stick as a name. I may be open to name suggestions, but for now it is the cigar, or maybe the big cigar, and we can modify that later. But turn those on so that we can fly in theory. Oh, yep, they're spinning in there. Okay. Are my gyroscopes on? Yes. It's good. That should be all I need for control. Let's see. Oh, it would be the connector keel, because that was named from the old, scrap metal connector. I guess moment of truth. Unlock ourselves and see if we fly or not. Okay. 3, 2, 1. Hey! Look at that. Okay. We have flight. Ooh. That's a lot of power draw just on lifting. Okay. With 3 sets of thrusters flying, we are just maxing out our power, which isn't great. I do wish I hadn't blown up that 4th battery, but I think that should be manageable. We may have to do some test flying. I want this thing, I mean, it's not going to be as zippy as a little fighter, but I do want it to have a good bit of maneuverability so that I can get it into harm's way and then out of harm's way once I need to get out. So let's actually, while we're hovering, let's do our setup. Let's leave first. Grind off the stick. And all this. Yeah, I can put this in the main base, because in a moment I will be connected. But this will make it easy to find all the various stuff I need on my hotbar, so then I don't have to worry about, turning stuff on and off of the base when I need to be turning it on and off on the ship. So, first off, those are the thrusters. So I'll have those on and off. Those are no longer the scrap metal batteries, so... We'll just do that. We can do that and change the name to the big cigar for now, and that is open to change. And let's not show those on the terminal. Batteries are good. We'll just name that cigar connector so it's easy to find. There's our gyros. We'll not put a random space in there and have cigar engines that we can turn on or off as needed. We have our tanks, which I may do. I won't hide these, but we'll hide these. So I'll have these on a group so that I can have a quick hotbar button or just a button somewhere where I can quickly stockpile to fill them up, or turn them off stockpile to make use of them. That way when I dock up to the base I can quickly refuel with just the press of a button without having to go through a bunch of faff. We'll go ahead. Name that cigar spawn. Hopefully I won't need to use it, but never hurts to have one. And that can be visible. I think that should be good. Maybe... Wow. We'll name that cigar antenna just so it's easy to spot. I hope I'm spelling cigar correctly, because I'm just doing that off memory. Okay. So now, we'll have this over here. Actually, we'll have this over here as well. Stockpile on off. Recharge on off. So that side will be for utilities. That'll be for our lock, and then we can have these available for weaponry. So let's line her up. And docked. Okay. Turn our engines off because... Or actually, no. We want our engines on so that they will suck up the hydrogen. Where are... Oh, I stopped showing them. That's why they aren't here. Okay. They're now full, so we'll turn them off. Keep them safe. Fill our tanks up. And the batteries should be more or less full. Yeah, pretty close. So that'll be good. The one downside, having this ship with all the batteries, I may need to up my power production either with hydrogen and hydrogen engines or more wind farms. Because I do fear that this will use a lot more power than I actively produce at this base. Okay. So now that we're docked up, we'll have an easier time. And actually what I can do, I can get myself a turret. Accidentally paint that one. Let's not do that. And pop her down there. So once I have this welded up, I can use it as a cargo access point for building the big turret. That'll be a little easier. Okay. Okay, there we go. So that's that. Now, for a rotor turret, what I need a rotor, I need a hinge. And for starters, we'll need one of those, some of those, and those for the guns. So, this can be a pseudo-tutorial because I sort of taught myself how to do this. But, so I can have the rotor sunk in there, so it's protected. Oh, and I can actually pull from that. Except for... I should be able... I should have those parts. Okay, yep, there we go. There are some issues with using Build Planner and, or using Build Planner through connected grids. It doesn't always pull stuff through. We may have experienced that before. But, so we've got our advanced rotor. I'm going to add a small head. Look away. And find it. Where is it? Come on. There it is. Okay. So that converts us to small grid so that we can start using our small grid bits. And, I have to think... Oh, no, that's what I need to do. So, this will let us go side to side. I need to be able to go up and down, which means I need a hinge. And a small grid hinge has the benefit of, well, being smaller. So, it'll be a little easier to wrap it with armor and not have to worry too much about colliding with things. So let's get our bits for those. Oh. Oh, it's because I welded that up and not this. Okay. Paint that, and now we use this thing. Which, yeah, we'll put like that. There are a couple different ways to do this. What you need is essentially a large port connected with small ports so that you can pipe the Gatling turrets off of the small ports. This should work. It is a little big, but I guess it's not that much bigger than a normal turret, really. So, oh, I keep flying down there. I should be using this thing that I built specifically, and that's why I keep flying down. Alrighty. Well, that's fine, because I need that turret there to test anyway, so... Okay, we've got that. And now... So, I guess I could make this with reloadable rocket launchers and have a rocket thing, because I do have a bunch of rockets. But the issue with rockets is they're slow, they're kind of tricky to aim, and they're very expensive. I can't actually produce them. I can only use ones I've found. So instead, we'll use Gatlings. And what I'm gonna do... So I'll have 4 there. And then 3 across like that. That should be alright. That'll be 10. 10 turrets that are facing my enemy. I need some interior plate to place these. So... Okay. Oh. It's because it's only showing the ship. I got worried for a second. I didn't have any steel anymore. Because that was the thing that spawned all of this, was me no longer having the parts to build. Though, now we have quite a few parts to spare. Okay. So, you can see all of these Gatlings are piped in. There is some redundancy, so if these pipes get blown up in gunfire, some of the guns should still work, which is nice. And, I could fit more guns, which is an option. One thing I do enjoy, though, there are... And it's only slightly useful because of the range of lights, but I can fit a spotlight in the middle. That will... I actually shouldn't place that yet because I need to weld those up. But eventually there will be a spotlight in the middle, so when I'm aiming at something, I'll actually illuminate it as I fire at it, assuming it's within 120 meters, which is probably not likely, but it'll be fun either way. I have nothing in the thing. Okay, well, I'll get this welded and be back in a bit. Oh. Well, that's close. I may have to go get that. You know, I could use a distraction. Let's dump our stuff. It'll be nice. I'm not taking the buggy out in a while. I assume it is good to go. We'll find out. Did I do... There we go. Hey. That's not far at all. Would have been just as quick to walk. But that's fine. Let's see what treasures I have acquired. Ooh, another rainbow rifle. Good fun. Can't forget the goodies in the box, so 57 plates and a bunch of useless space credits. Oh, give me the light. I do think that economy is enabled in this world. Can't remember. No, it was, because I was originally going to try and use the safety zone before I found out they don't work at all. Or at least don't work anyhow like I thought they might. So, I guess I do have a use for the space credits. Just not much of one. Okay. So, that kind of looks mean and angry anyway. Even naked. But, that is our rotor turret. Doesn't look too overly large in the area compared to a normal turret. So, my next step, there are a couple things. First, while I'm up here, I have to label this as designator, I think. And then I need to go down into the ship and find a spot for a programmable block. Which, maybe I'll pop it right here. Programmable block. Which I can almost get the components for. Need 2 tubes. Okay. Just... While we're here, we'll dump all that. It is nice having... Ooh, actually, I can test. Hey! I am refilling myself. Okay. So, we still want more fuel and gases. There we go. Okay. So, with our programmable block, what I can do, open up that, edit, browse scripts, and believe it was, yes, Whip's Turret AI slaving script. That's the one. Okay. So, hit OK. That is now in our code block. Yep. And it's not detected any turret groups. So next step, I need to... Oh, and this will be kind of annoying with all of the stuff on the base as well. What I need to do is select all of the turret parts and group them into a turret group. What I may do... Turn on thrusters, we'll disconnect. Maybe we'll stay... Yeah, we'll stay ready to connect. So then I can just pop it down if I start to run low on power. But this will make it a little bit easier. So, I can hide those. Okay, so that is our rotor for the turret. We need the designator turret in our group. The hinge is part of it. Oh, all these Gatlings I ignored because they're the wrong color, but they are most definitely part of it. Okay. Gatlings and our spotlight. So, now I believe I label it turret group. We'll just call it main. So this will be the main sort of offensive weapon anyway. All the other turrets are kind of just there for defense. So, turret group main for our main turret. We'll leave it all visible for now. I may hide them eventually. But, now, if we go in, we run a setup command. Yes, one rotor turret group found. Okay, now, so in theory, that turret is tied to our designator. I'm going to... Yeah, we'll have that as position 1. Ah, and look at that. It is turning to follow me. Now if I point 2 down, obviously bad things happen. Though, if I'm pointing at my own ship, that's probably a mistake on my part anyway. Though I don't... That might be... Yeah, that... If you can see off the left of your screen, that would end poorly for me. Even though my gun can point there. So I may have to adjust my, I can set the hinge limit so that it can't actually follow that far down. But, yeah. Now, I don't think... Oh, excuse me. Okay, guess I can't look at my inventory while in a turret. Okay, so designator turret does have ammo. Let's see how much ammo I have. It's all spread into guns. Okay. So that's not ideal. I might be able... Hold on. Let's see... Oh. Oh, no, that's why. It's because all of my Gatling guns have taken some ammo. Oh, of course. They've all taken it out because I'm not actually docked to the base right now. So if I dock... And look... Okay, there we go. How many... Wait. It showed up. Oh, it's because of those. Okay, so I don't have any ammo in there, but all the various turrets and guns do have a bit of ammo. So, if I take control, If you look at the left-hand side of the screen where the turret is. That'll be fun. Okay. How much? I wonder how much... Oh, I can't... Right. Wonder how much ammo that used up. Because that is the one downside with these things. Well, they've drawn more ammo in, so I don't know what that means, but... The downside with this system, that gun is going to chew up a lot of ammo, so I need to have a bunch to be able to really reliably use it. But the benefit is, it will put a lot of ammo on the target, so I should be able to take out things much more reliably without taking a ton of damage myself. And hopefully, because I'll have a turret up here plus some of the other components on this, hopefully this turret here will not be the first thing that gets shot at if an enemy is in range. Because the one downside with these turrets, no matter how much you armor them, it's sort of like the small grid ships, they're really not going to survive much direct fire. So, they're a good bit weaker than a standard turret in large grid. But that does bring me to my next step, which is to armor this. So, which means I need steel plate. Which means I need to hit the correct key to walk. Okay, that should be more than enough. Now don't, again, because the general lack of survivability even with heavy armor, I don't want to go too crazy. But would be nice to have a bit of protection, and honestly it just kind of looks nice. So yeah, because these panels will not do too much in terms of protection. They'll just kind of really one or two shots maybe they will deflect, but I don't know. It'll make it look more finished, and that's important. Cover up some of the less pretty bits. Okay. There we go. It's a little doofy looking, like a mushroom growing out the front, but well, actually the whole thing looks actually a little doofy, but it sort of looks like what just a cartoonist creation of a submarine would be. But I guess that's fine. I am a 3D artist, so I guess I'm not that far off from a cartoonist. Yeah. Should be good, and more importantly, it should be functional. So, last thing to do, use our build vision. Okay, so it's currently at negative, I guess it's slightly pointed down or slightly pointed up. I don't know if it'll let me adjust this. Yeah, it's kind of auto-correcting. But, so negative is up. Okay, so I want it to go then. I want it to go only go up to maybe... Actually, negative 80 should be good. Okay, and there we go. Actually... Yeah, I think I only want it... Ooh, look at it go. Maybe negative 80 is too much. Let's go negative 60. I don't know why it moves itself whenever I adjust those, but yeah, so negative 60 will let it point pretty well up. It won't be able to go straight up, but that's fine. It'll keep the back from whacking into the deck. And it can only go down a little bit, which should hopefully keep it from hitting the front bit here. I want it to be able to point down just a little bit so I can attack things that are below me. But what I may have to do is just come from the bottom when I attack. Or the side or back or whatnot. So I think that should be alright. Let's go ahead and hop back in. Just to verify that we didn't break anything critically important. Yep, so it snaps to attention. You can see it cannot go down lower than... It can't go down as low as it could before. It's not able to point at the deck. Actually, let's... Oh, so if it... Okay, so if it's not looking, if it can't maneuver to my position, it won't shoot. So that's good. So I can use my big gun to come in from above and pick off stuff. Use my designator. And then use this when I'm behind or below or in front of to lay down the pain. Okay. So that should keep it then from... As soon as it hits 5 degrees, it should stop firing because I'll be lower. So if I'm, say, shooting at a passing ship that goes like that, that will be firing with me until it gets there, which should help me avoid shooting my own ship. So yeah. Happy with this. I'm not 100% sure how much it will affect the flight characteristics, but it's very small compared to the mass of this thing, so my assumption is not much. If I were to put this on a small grid ship about the same size as it, who knows, but I think in my case it will be pretty survivable. Any little jitters it causes. That's looking like a good ship. I'm proud of this. So next I need to pop some more turrets on. And this was something else I was experimenting with. So there's not a really convenient way, at least not one that I found with that script, to turn it off and let just this turret do its own thing and any other turrets. So, I guess preface, you can also with that script set up groups so that all your turrets on a ship are controlled by one designator, like all the normal turrets. So I could, if I wanted, set this as a designator, have a group with all the other normal Gatlings as well, like I guess all the other ones and this one, and then they would all fire at one point that I am shooting at, all together. The issue is, if I do that, I then lose any defensive ability because all the turrets are only able to fire off of the designator turret. So, I guess I could let this do... I don't actually know if it will... So idle movement turns off. If we turn that on, I'm curious. Come on, Twitch. No, so it looks like the other turrets only follow it when I am in control anyway. So, long-winded way of saying, I'm going to have these on here as just their own thing so that the AI can control them, so that if any drones or whatnot appear, I can shoot them down automatically without having to focus the main gun and my designator gun on it. And that should... I don't have any rear-facing weapon, which isn't super ideal. Because of how all the armor slopes and whatnot, there's no good way. Unless I were to just stick it out the bottom, which kind of ruins the sleek bottom look. Though I don't know. I did have a plan. I guess I'll talk about it now, because I don't know quite how I will do it or if I want to do it. So I had the idea of essentially having a little grabby arm down here with some of the magnetic pads and some hinges and a piston, so that if I disabled a ship but it was still flying, or if it had crashed but was still in a big enough chunk, I could fly over, deploy my little grabber arm, pick it up, and fly it back to base to grind it down here so it's easier to deal with. I may still... What is under here? A battery. That's important. What's under this one? A battery. Okay. So that may not be super easy. I think this is the one that is actually... Yeah. That's the free, my little pass-through, which I could get rid of, because I don't have a wraparound around the front, so I don't really need to be able to walk back there. So I could stick a piston embedded in there and just have it come straight down. I may do that. That'll work. Because I do like the idea of being able to lift away any stuff I may need. Piston. Yeah, lift away any good salvage I get. Yeah, so I can also use it to land on the ground and lock myself to the ground, but I can deploy that, pick up a chunk. It's far enough away from the thrusters, I shouldn't have to worry about it being cooked. I think there's stuff in here, right? Yeah. Oh, there's a lot of metal in here. Yeah, nah, that's piping that I can't really get rid of, so that will stay. But yeah, I think that'll work. Little grabby deployer. I've got my 3 turrets. Let's get them welded. And then I guess it's time to find a target and take this thing out on a maiden journey. Because I would like to test it. Or, what is our... Actually, with the time, I may save that, and that can be next episode. I think that'll be good. Yeah, because it's going to get dark, and I'd really prefer to do battling in the daytime, especially for the very first battle. Oh. Okay. Oh no, that looks pretty good. I'm liking this a lot. I hope it actually does well. Because it'll be kind of a bummer if it blows up instantly like everything else I've built. But I think that'll be good. So yeah, next time we should be ready, more or less. I'll have to double check everything, but we should be ready to go and pick a fight. See how well this thing can actually do against an enemy. So, alright, until then, I guess look forward. Feel free to check out any of the other stuff I have done, and I will see you then. Bye-bye.